Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to my studio. In this video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for getting started with the Tailor textured hat. This beautiful textured hat is suited for men, women, or children. The sophisticated design is deceptively simple to make. It is worked in the round from the crown down to the rim with sizes available from newborn through adult. You will need 1 or 2 balls of Be So Baby yarn shown in Mykonos blue here, and I'll be using color aquamarine for the tutorial today. You'll also need a size I9 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and the pattern is sized from 13-inch circumference for a newborn all the way through 23-inch circumference for a large man. There are 5 sizes total in this pattern. You can find links in the video description for both the pattern available in my brand new book, Be So Caring, which has 100% of the proceeds donated to charity, and you can also find a link to Be So Baby yarn at $3.99 a ball, and you can also find a toolkit with my crochet hooks as well. Let's get started. This pattern includes several charts and written instructions for all 5 sizes. You'll want to make sure that you follow the correct set of numbers for whatever size you're making. The first number in the series is for the smallest size, and the largest number in the series is for the largest size. All sizes start the same at the beginning of the crown, and then you'll just work the number of rounds respectively for whichever size you're making. The first round begins with tying your yarn to your crochet hook. You can use a slip knot or a square knot, whichever is most comfortable for you. And then we're going to chain 5. And slip stitch to the 5th chain from your hook to form a ring. And that's our chain 5 ring. Round 1 begins with a chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, and we're going to work 9 additional double crochets in that chain 5 ring. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Let's do that again. Double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so the chain 3 counted as our first double crochet. There's 2 more. We need a total of 10 in the ring. Okay, we're at the end of round 1. You want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And that's what your work should look like at the end of round 1. Round 2 begins with a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to work a front post double crochet around the first stitch. Now you remember the first stitch is always a chain 3 that counts as a double crochet. So that's this chain 3 here. Front post double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert your hook around the post from front to back to front, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Okay, so just like with any normal double crochet circle where we're increasing on the second round for a crown hat, you're doubling the stitches on the second round, right? So normally we do 2 double crochets in each stitch around, but in order to do that and maintain a foundation front post double crochet texture, we're going to double crochet into the stitch and then front post double crochet around the same stitch, thus creating 2 stitches for each stitch or doubling our stitch count. So the repeat for this round is double crochet into the next stitch, normally in the top, and then front post double crochet around the post of the very same stitch. I'll show you that one more time. Double crochet in the top of the next stitch, and then front post double crochet around the post of the very same stitch. And you want to repeat that all the way around. And to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 2. You should have 20 stitches. Round 3 begins with a chain 3 that counts as the first double crochet. We're going to work a front post double crochet around the first stitch. So the first stitch is a chain 3 in the round below, so you're going to work that front post double crochet around the post of the chain 3. So we've worked chain 3 and front post double crochet around the first stitch, and then we'll work a front post double crochet around the next stitch, which is a front post double crochet. Okay, and so our repeat for this round is working 2 stitches into the next stitch, and then 1 stitch into the next, which is our normal increase rate for round 3 on creating a circle in double crochet for a crown, but we're doing it in a front post double crochet stitch. So the first stitch is double crochet in the double crochet, then front post double crochet around the post of that same double crochet. That's 2 stitches in 1, and then front post double crochet around the post of the next front post double crochet. And that's what we'll repeat all the way around. I'll show you one more time. Double crochet in the next double crochet, front post double crochet around the post of the same double crochet, and then front post double crochet around the post of the next front post double crochet. And we'll repeat that all the way around. At the end of the round, we want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 3. You should have 30 double crochets. You want to continue in this established pattern for however many rounds you need to do for whichever size you're making. I'm making the smallest size, which means I will continue in this established pattern through round 5, keeping in mind that we have 10 repeats of the pattern, and so in each repeat we increase by 1 stitch each round, so you'll be increasing by 10 stitches per round. I'll show you how we do the walls of the hat when I get through the rest of my crown. This type of increasing in the front post double crochet stitch really gives you a beautiful starburst pattern. You can probably see it better on the larger hat. This is the largest hat in the pattern, and you can see how pretty that starburst ends up looking because we do that 1 double crochet before doing all the rest in front post double crochet. Now I'm going to show you how to do the stitch pattern for the side walls of the hat, and you're going to really like this. It's a beautiful offset stitch pattern that incorporates some of those foundation double crochets to really blend in nicely with the crown. So let me show you how we get started on that. Like I said earlier, I did the smallest size in the pattern. There's 5 sizes in the pattern, and I did the largest size for this sample, and I'm doing the smallest size for this one. And once you work through whichever round of the crown you're doing for whatever size you're making, the walls of the pattern is the same for all sizes, just obviously different number of stitches per round, and all that's written in the pattern as well. Round 1 for the walls of the hat starts with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then front post double crochet around the next stitch. Then double crochet in the next stitch, and front post double crochet around the next stitch. Okay, and this is where you want to be careful, or mindful, I guess, that you work into the correct stitch. So when you work a front post double crochet, you are skipping the top of that stitch behind here. So if you're not sure where to work, like we're going to work a double crochet in the next stitch here, and then front post double crochet around this stitch. Now when we're working the front post double crochet around the stitch, we're going to end up skipping the top of the stitch. Let me get a yarn needle so I can show you. When we go to do the next double crochet, we got to make sure we skipped that one, otherwise we'd be doing an increase. So we're working front post double crochet around the next stitch. And then if you're not sure if this is the next stitch or not, that is the stitch we just skipped. That's the one that I just put the needle in. You want to make sure you skip that one now because we worked into the front post of it. We don't need to work into the top of it. And then we'll work the double crochet into the next stitch. Our repeat for this round is double crochet in the next stitch, then front post double crochet in the next stitch. And you want to repeat this all the way around. At the end of the round, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. And round 2 is a chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch. Single crochet is insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch around for round 2. Round 2, you want to slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 2, and you'll notice that because we're not doing increases anymore, the walls are starting to pull up, which is what you want to see. You want to see that you're starting to create that 3-dimensional shape with the walls of the hat, not creating a wider and larger flat circle. We start round 3 of the pattern with a front post double crochet because on rounds 3 and 1, or ultimately it'll be rounds 3 and 5, we're alternating where the double crochet and the front post double crochet go. But it's really impossible to start a round with a front post double crochet. We have to start with a chain, just like we do a chain 3 to count as a double crochet. But a chain 3 doesn't have the same texture as a front post double crochet. So when I'm doing that, I like to add a chain 2, but not make it count as the front post double crochet and still do the front post double crochet. And where we're working this post stitch is around the stitch 2 rounds below. So we're skipping the single crochet from round 2 and we're working around the post of the chain 3 that counted as a double crochet 2 rounds below. Okay, so it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook from front to back to front around that chain 3 2 rounds below, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That chain 2 did not count as a stitch, so when we slip stitch at the end of the round, it will be to the top of the front post double crochet, not to the chain 2. Then double crochet in the next stitch. And our repeat for this round is front post double crochet around the double crochet 2 rounds below, and then double crochet in the next single crochet. Now I want to explain to you what we're doing here so it helps you to understand, especially if you get, caught up and maybe confused along the way. What we're doing is working front post double crochets around the double crochet 2 rounds below and skipping the front post double crochet and working a double crochet over the placement of the front post double crochet, but in the single crochet on the last row. That may even sound confusing as well, but what we're doing is creating an offset pattern. So we've got front post double crochet over a double and then double over a front post. You don't want to work a front post double crochet over the post of the front post double crochet. So if you get to a point where you're like, I don't know where I'm at, if it looks like the next stitch is a front post double crochet, you're working a double crochet. And if that next stitch looks like a double crochet, you're working a front post double crochet. So here's the pattern repeat again. It's front post double crochet around the next double crochet 2 rounds below, and then double crochet in the single crochet that is placed above the front post double crochet 2 rounds below. So we're alternating between working in the previous round in the single crochet round and working in the round 2 rounds below, but always working into the opposite stitch when you do that. So here's the repeat one more time. Front post double crochet around the double crochet 2 rounds below, and then double crochet in the single crochet in the previous round that is right on top of the front post double crochet 2 rounds below. And you want to repeat this all the way around. 3, you want to slip stitch to the top of the first front post double crochet. Make sure you skip that first chain 2. It did not count as a stitch. So we'll slip stitch to the top of the first front post double crochet. And this is what your work should look like at the end of round 3. Round 4 is a repeat of round 2, which is chain 1 and single crochet in each stitch around. At the end of the round, you want to slip stitch to the first stitch at the beginning of the round to join. Round 5 begins with a chain 3, which does count as a double crochet. And then we'll work a front post double crochet around the post of the double crochet 2 rounds below. Double crochet in the next single crochet, which is placed over the front post double crochet 2 rounds below. Front post double crochet around the double crochet 2 rounds below. And our repeat for this round is double crochet in the next single crochet that is placed over the post stitch 2 rounds below, and then front post double crochet around the double crochet 2 rounds below. And you want to repeat that all the way around. And notice how you can start to see that offset pattern now between the post stitches and the double crochets. Pretty cool, huh? So you want to repeat this all the way around for round 5. At the end of the round, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. You want to continue in this established pattern, repeating rounds 2 through 5 until you are 1 inch away from the desired height of the hat, and then we'll work on the brim of the hat. Okay, my hat is approximately 1 inch shorter than the desired length, and don't worry, whatever size hat you're making, all of this information is included in the hat, all the dimensions for all the sizes. So I'm just shy of where I want it to be, and the brim is really easy. There's only 1 round to it, and you're going to repeat it for a total of 2 times, round 1 and 2. It starts with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and we're going to work a front post double crochet around the post of the next front post double crochet. So we're doing it differently than we did in the body of the hat. We're working the double crochet into the single crochet over the double crochet, and then we're working front post double crochet around the post of the front double crochet 2 rounds below. So basically, we're not offsetting the pattern anymore. We want to work it even so that these columns of post stitches line up and ends up looking like ribbing. So if you follow that for the next 2 rounds, you'll end up going from that offset pattern to these vertical columns that looks more like ribbing. So our repeat is just to double crochet in the next single crochet that is over the double crochet in the round below, and then front post double crochet around the front post double crochet 2 rounds below. And you want to repeat that for rounds 1 and 2 of the brim. You can find information for purchasing Be So Caring book that includes the pattern for the tailor textured hat in 5 sizes in the video description, and you can also get information on ordering Be So Baby yarn there as well. Be So Baby yarn is 100% milk fiber, DK weight yarn, and is $3.99 a ball. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all about anything we went over today, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.